the last video, I went over how to overclock your monitor's refresh rate to get a higher max refresh rate, and well, it works, but it's not really practical since frame skipping starts happening the higher you overclock. But that had me thinking, if you can overclock your refresh rate, can you overclock your resolution? And the answer is yes. Well, not exactly. You can't just add more pixels to your monitor. What you can do is render everything on your PC at, let's say, 4K, and then downscale it to 1080p, which looks far better than regular 1080p. So then you get the benefits of 4K, but on a 1080p monitor. So without further ado, let's set this up. Now in this video, you'll need a AMD GPU, but I'm sure NVIDIA has something similar that you can do this with. Now, from what I know, if you have a AMD GPU, it most likely supports this. There are some that don't support it, but realistically, if you're still using a GPU that old, you shouldn't be trying this anyways. Okay, once you are in the AMD software, all you need to do is go to Settings, go to Display, and then it'll literally just be right here, and then just enable it. You'll see your screen flicker, and then you should have it enabled. Now you can't do this on all of your monitors if you have more than one. I'm only doing this on one of my monitors, which is my Display 1. This is the monitor I do most of my gaming on. This is my biggest screen, and it's directly in front of me, so I only have this set up for this monitor, but you can do this for every single one of your monitors. Then once you have this enabled, you simply just go to Settings. Then once you are in your settings, go to System, then Display. Then go to that screen that you enabled VSR on, and then you just want to go to Display Resolution, click on it, and you'll see a lot of resolutions. Now, the only resolutions that I truly know about are 1080p, 1440p, and 2160 or 4K. Now, I'm sure this might be up there in like the 8Ks, but I don't even know what GPU can even do that, so you could probably just leave that alone. But I tested 4K, 1440p, and 1080p, which you'll see in about a minute from now, and it actually is 4K. Of course, it is downscaled from that resolution to 1080p since that is literally all your monitor can show, but it still looks better than what normal 1080p would look like. So for instance, if I'm at 4K, it's just downscaling from 4K to 1080p with all of the benefits of 4K, and then 1080p looks like almost a enhanced 1080p, and it looks really good. Now, as you can see here, I have footage in Crimson Desert of 1080p, 1440p, and 4K. Now, the difference between 1080p and 1440p may not be big, but at 4K, there is definitely a noticeable difference. Also, make sure that you're watching this at 4K if possible so that you can see the difference properly. Now, if you look specifically at the middle of trees or at the edges of objects, you can see that 1080p has a lot of aliasing, and that is because I disabled anti-aliasing and FSR, and it's like that for all resolutions. But if you look at 1440p and then 4K, there is almost zero aliasing, meaning that this is truly working even though my display is quite literally 1920 by 1080 pixels. Of course, this won't replace a 4K monitor since 4K monitors actually have 3840 by 2160 pixels, but for the people that aren't rolling in money but have a decent GPU, this is actually not a bad alternative.